I hear so many horrible things about what people think a homeless person is like. We've seen homeless families come in with high school degrees, college degrees, and they're homeless. Sometimes it could be because they didn't make the best decisions, but sometimes it's because they lacked a safety net. And if we can all pull together and build those safety nets and realize that they are people who want to get the dignity of standing on their own 2 feet. You know, there's a lost population out there, and it's homeless children in the streets. You go down one road, that could be the generation in foster care, that could be the next generation in juvenile detention centers, or if we bring to bear all of our services and tools and make those families self-sufficient, we're looking at the next generation of teachers, nurses, lawyers, doctors. Children are so amazing. They're so resilient and they're so kind. And I can't tell you how many times I've had a homeless mom, a homeless dad come into tears and say, I am broken, I am done, I have failed. I say, come on. And we walk over to the classrooms and I point to those kids. I said, you don't get to give up now. And so the kids have this ability to just help you reach deep inside and never give up. I do remember a young mom, victim of domestic violence, 23, and she sat before me and very nervous, and I finally just looked at her, held her hands, and said, please look at me and please talk to me, say anything. And she looked at me and she says, I can't talk, I have no teeth. They were knocked out by my abuser. I'm ashamed. I carry that because that brings home to me, even though the children are the heart of our mission, the parents are the arms, the legs, and the brain. And so if you're not doing what you can to make them realize they have value and they have worth, you can't expect them to give that to their children. I can talk to as many homeless parents as I want and cry with them and be frustrated with them and tell them I love their children so much. But at the end of the day, they know I have not walked in their shoes. And so it becomes a trust issue. If you're not trusted by the people you're trying to champion, you're not going to get very far. There are some days where you just get so frustrated. You get frustrated that the government policies and programs aren't always helping. It's frustrating to be told that your vision or your ideas are too lofty. When you lose a battle in this line of work, you're losing a family. You lose a generation. But you are going to lose the battle sometimes. And I think in those moments is when you either decide you're going to lead an organization that is going to sustain and overcome, or you're just going to shut the doors. And that's not much of an option when you're asking these homeless families to trust you with their greatest treasure, with their children. When we're asking them to do the very thing that we must do, we're asking them to overcome, to be persistent, to be resilient. We do have formerly homeless parents who came into our program unemployed, who have left authors, photographers, teachers, nurses, small business owners, and they do come back when their preschool child is now in middle school, or valedictorian at Grady High School, and they're coming back to say thank you. If it wasn't for you and the Atlanta Children's Shelter, we would not be here. And I think probably the most meaningful thing to me when that happens is when they look at me in the eyes and say, "Don't stop." And I look them back and I said, "If you don't quit, we don't quit."